Step 118, my name is Chaz, and welcome to the What If Deku had the most overpowered horn? I was gonna say was the most overpowered, but then I'm like, yeah. So what if he was the king of power? That's what it is. What if Deku was the king of the power? I was gonna say, what if Deku became the villain and gets crushed? Or gets cheated on thing. So, yeah. So then and sorry for lack of videos, because I spend time with the family and, yeah. So, and I'm not gonna, like, just abandon YouTube like YouTubers are, because I'm not a full-time one. So I can do whatever I want. Except for, like, okay? So now, besides myself, I will choose to go for, or let's continue with this what if. So, I'm also adding Zumi into this what if, so yes. She's basically good version, and Zuko is the bad version. So, yeah. And Zuko has the power of infinity and zero. So, just keep that in mind. So, yeah. So, Zuko... I did not mean to do that. So, Zuko ends up... like... and Zumi were born. And then at age 3... or no, actually at age 2... they had friends and Naigo Chaco and Kosuke Bakugo. So, yeah. So then the Bakugo and Bakugo was, or in this alternate timeline, he's completely nice enough. Yeah. So, Zuko, and so now a time skip to age of 4. Okay? So, not 14, but 4. So, they go to a quirk doctor. I'll just use this one so that so they go to a quirk doctor. And quirk doctor tells Zumi that she has a quirk and she can become a hero. But you, Zuko, you do not. As he looks at Zuko. So then his parents abandon him after the quirk doctor visit. Straight up abandon him. Because in this alternate timeline, people want overpowered quirks. Or they always wanted overpowered quirks. So, and you're probably like thinking to yourselves of, if he has power of infinity and zero as his abilities, the why did they get rid of him? Because the Quark Doctor got rid or told him that he was quirkless. So then his sister was like got prayed by everyone, and Zuko got abandoned from being like wanted to be a hero, just like how All Might, and so he wants to just die. But then all for one came in. Like he came him and told him that he was special kind. So then he ends up went from being super good to being a villain. Not just a ordinary villain. He was the he was the leader of the League of Villains. In this alternate universe, Shiraki-sen was born with a quirk, so he could join UA. And yeah. So basically I'm switching roles of like Shiraki-sen being a good guy and the Zuko being a bad guy. So I switched those two roles over. So yeah, he's a leader of the League of Villains. And of course, he was planning stuff, but the Quark Doctor wanted him, so he comes and visits. And so then the Quark Doctor tells Zuko that he is the very special person. And I'll choose certain quirks to fuse into your body. Okay. So then the Quark Doctor infused the I don't remember how many types of quirks. I know there was one that's called the ultimate danger sense. The ultimate version of One for All's is danger sense. Spoilers, it got stolen. But that's only in canon version. This is the side one. So the ultimate danger sense. And then that's one. The second one was Raging Booster. That's two. And I'll explain. Raging Booster in this What If is a very powerful quirk. Like, basically, it's a support quirk. You can, make people's quirks and people's, if someone was down, with sadness and not full of energy, with that quirk, you could make everyone around you, including yourself, a little bit more like full of energy and like, let's go, let's roll, come on. Yeah. So then the third quirk is regeneration. And then the fourth is and yeah. I'm not gonna explain how many. So he like puts in a lot of quirks into Zuko. But Zuko's power, zero, took all those quirks, fused them together into his body. And creating a more deadliest Zuko in the entire world. I'm not talking about like the Nomu. I am talking about the ultimate monster that is so dangerous that even, yeah. So Zuko was ready to kill anyone. So, and his body boosted up because every quirk that and Zero like infused into his body or like turns into abilities made him a lot stronger. If it was a past users, all their strengths, speeds were infused into his body. That's why he went from being a saddest kid to being super strong, super tall, like a, yeah. So, now we skip to USJ. Of course, of course, the Declaration of War thing, but I'm skipping that part. So the pro heroes, like students, comes in as a young man, or no, actually a man stands in front of them. As 13 and Mr. Zawa turns around. And he's, as Zuko says, welcome our guests to my domain. I hope that you guys don't mind that he kinda will as he snaps his fingers and all the villains shows up. The Nomu. And yeah. As Zumi knew who that green-haired kid or man was. It was Zuko. As everybody's like, or all the students were freaking out, and some of them wanted to beat up the villains. But, yeah, Eraserhead says, you're just the students at this academy. I won't let anything bad happen. So then Mr. Zawa jumps in and beats up most of the guys. As Zuko's like, he's such an idiot, isn't he? As he uses his adult voice. Ready for a power boost? Just as everybody's like, yeah. And Zuko claps his hands together. And all the villains got the mega boost. And starts beating up the villain, the Eraserhead. And about to kill him, but Zuko stops the attack. It's not good for someone to die in this. So, let's nail him to the wall, shall we? And Zuko picks up the dying Eraserhead as he uses reality shift as the spikes nailed Eraserhead to the wall. Now, I have a plan. These students and these pro heroes are too weak, except for All Might. But what's so good with as Tenya leaves? Because 13 tells Tenya to run. As Zuko's like, on cue. Tenya takes it. Inside of his head, Tenya takes it. Runs really fast. As he looks at his watch, perfect time. As Gary is like, why did you let one of the students escape? It's all part of my plan. Instead of killing the weak ones, because they were too weak. Now it's time. How much time? So he says that these guys are too weak in their main state. But if we lure out the big fish, then some of the villains are like, oh, I see. As even Anomu says, oh, I see. Yeah. Even Kirigiri gets it. So, just cause as much mayhem as possible. Not to kill them, okay? Okay. As they all, agree. And they were, all... They all agree. And so they cause much mayhem as possible without someone dying, and yeah. So then Zumi's like, why is he leading the entire villain army? As he looks over at Zumi. It's good to see you again, little sister, Bawe. I never forget the ones that abandoned me. But this is not a time or a place for our chit-chat. And so As the All Might busts in, and Zuko looks over. Perfect time. Nomu. No. As the Nomu obeys, as he goes in and starts beating up All Might, and like All Might was, the All Might was, as Zuko was pretty much, or actually the Nomu was got defeated by by All Might. Oh boy. Then the sniper goes, or the rest of them show up, and then they shoot me, bang, bang, hing. It's the same old crud, isn't they? All right, let's go. Bye-bye. As he leaves, Amos, and one of the quirks was Planner. Basically, he predicts, like, basically, because of his infinity time thing, he could see into the future, and then he plans what parts are going to fall into place. So, now, I think we did a pretty good job of it. As the Nomu, or as the All for One's like, oh, good, you're back. I know that we bit off more than we could chew. But man, it's just how funny it makes me laugh. Eh? So now the time skip to Sports Festival. Zuko, who changed his appearance, his memories, so that and his aura when he's just sitting in the booth of, like, the chairs at the sports festival, as his sister was basically won against in the race, cover battle, and of course, so first round was Zumi versus the Brain Dude, Hoon, and of course the Brain Dude was mind controlling her. Izuku secretly used his power to boost Zumi, the only one, to greater power. And yeah. And she won against basically everyone. She was in the first place in all three matches. So then the number red, and Zuko comes up. So then yeah, as he wins, or of course so he puts that picture in his pocket to remind him who he was. So then So then Zuko starts training harder. No. So then the day came. And of course Zuko and what shows up. But before, a little bit of a back, or get back a little bit. So Hero Killer Stain did not join the League of Villains, but the Zuko just was like, you're not gonna join, aren't you? No, because we both have two different sides. But oh well. As he used Zero and completely took his life energy. Like, basically, Zuko took Hero Killer Stains' life energy, away. The most brutalist death. I have an itch on my ear. So, yeah. So then, Toga and... So then, get back to the part. Toga and Dobby shows up, and they basically... Toga wants to join Hero Killer Stain, the League of Villains. Ezuku's like, yeah. Because of Hero Killer Stain, but Zuko was pretty popular. So everybody, so the villains, on the roads, darkened hallway, all of those villains sees Zuko as a symbol of evil because of how powerful he really is. So Zuko ends up agreeing to all those terms. So he was like, and even Muscular shows up, and the Muscular's like, I respect you, who as a person now, as they all as they all got introduced to him, and everybody was like, okay. So then the camp arc was carefully planned before her, and yeah. So then, yeah. So how much time? Okay. So, alright. So Zuko thinks in his head and of how powerful he really is. And, yeah, because he was the king of power. Powerful. So, then after the Hammer and All for One, they all like got captured, and yeah, they all got captured, and of course, and they got teleported to where All for One was at, and then All for One didn't need the search ability, but I forget her name, the blue wild pussycat girl, the one that, I forget her name. Hold on. Wild cats? Yeah. Or it's pussycats, but I always call them cats. It was not the blue one. It was, I think, yellow. Yellow. Yeah. So All for One plans her quirk inside Zuko's his body. And Zuko, who has more to work with. So then the villains so the pro heroes break in, and they do. So then the All Might versus All for One, and All for One's like, instead of shooting you with a laser, I am gonna let my subordinate, or should I say, my next symbol of evil, do it. And Zuko walks up. His name is Zuko Midoriya, the brother of Zumi. Don't blame him. Blame his parents, Inko, Asashi, and Zumi, or Inko and Asashi, for abandoning him. Now, reveal your true form, Zuko. Yes, Master. As he becomes more corrupted, his body starts to now more formed into a monster with razor-sharp teeth. His face becomes all consumed as he was no longer human. This is what he looks like. As a big monster, the king of the evil monsters. He was the most powerfulest one. As All for One, or All Might was, and all the pro heroes were shocked of why this kid is so, why they always chose, as All for One tells him to attack into All Might, as Zuko attacks, basically sending him into the pocket universe, killing him. Not like, basically, he murdering him. Basically, like, mentally killed him mentally. And yeah, So All for One was, or so All Might was down, hung, down, and Zuko, who, and then the pro heroes were all mad, and they went in and teleported, or actually, All for One teleports, and Zuko and the League of Villains to a safe location. As Zuko calms down, as he walks up to, because he used Magnus's power, or and the Warp Guys' activation thing. So Zuko, walks up as he hugs All for One. As All for One says, "I'm leaving this up to you. Be a leader. Here, Zuko. Show them why you don't mess around." Understood, sure. As he goes through the portal. Yeah. So, so then All Might comes back up and, yeah, punched All for One. Or actually, Gran Torino punched All for One and killed him. So then Asashi was like, we need to find my son. And because if he's this powerful, you remember what he said? Your son is the most overpowered person in the world. Yeah. So then Magnus was like, so then they're like, so then Dobby is like, man, I've never seen you that mad before. I have the power of zero and infinity. So, once the Quark Doctor told me that I also have the quirk called Monster Berserk form. It allows me to basically become even stronger than I. You saw this is my human form, my base form. But when I get mad, I turn into that monster. But if I really get ticked off, then I become a lot stronger one. So, now is time. Sorry. So, peace out, y'all. Peace. Please wait for part 2 to be filmed. Peace.